What is up, Flash fans? My name is BobaTalks, and welcome to my episode 16 Q&A/review breakdown of the episode. Now, before I go ahead and answer the questions that you guys have submitted, and well, the ones I've picked from the few of them that you've posted, I want to talk a little bit about the episode, give a little bit of a review summary. Now, episode 16, Run, Iris, Run, wasn't necessarily as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I think Iris looks really awesome as a speedster. I even like the purple lightning, even though there's no explanation. Now, that was one big gripe I had in this episode. I was saying, I think, in my trailer breakdown for this episode, surely somebody, like Cisco, anyone in the episode will be like, oh, Iris has purple lightning. What is with that? No one did. No one did anything. And all of the explained things out there on YouTube, nobody can really explain this because nobody truly knows, or they're just theories. Some people were saying that Iris's lightning was purple because of her jacket, or leather jacket was a little purpley tan to it or whatever. I disagree with that. You could argue that that might assist it a little bit, just like the Superman, it wasn't in Smallville, was like the red blur or something like that, or I don't know, maybe I'm mixing that up with the Flash or something. However, that wasn't the reason, because in the episode there was plenty of moments where Iris ran around, whether that's Star Labs with the Star Labs kit on, her lightning was purple. I don't think it was a speed thing either, because people were saying maybe it differentiates her speed. Not really. Did you see Barry Allen have that speed when he was around Iris's speed in the first season? At some point we did see Barry go as fast as Iris. At some point, I'm sure. Still had his, lightning a different color. It wasn't purple. So I think, really, honestly, until one of the executive producers or showrunners say it themselves, I truly think the whole purple lightning thing was just to differentiate between the speedsters. I think it's awesome. I just wish they gave us a cool little reason for it, but they didn't. Other than that, I kind of like the story, even though it was a filler episode. The guy swapped the meta powers, the DNA, and I'm glad that it's going to be used in the future episodes, and it could be one of the keys to defeating DeVoe. However, there was some things in the episode I didn't like. I did like that meta, but I didn't like the one he was like, money, fire, or money. It was just, I couldn't cringe anymore at that. I don't know whether it was the actor or just the stupid dialogue, but that was just ridiculous, dude. Like, I mean, Iris kicked ass, but that was just bad in the episode. That was just, no. There was a couple of West Allen moments that really kind of bugged me. For example, when Barry at the end of the episode was just like, you didn't have to give up your speed for me. Your speed for me. And she was like, I know. And it's just like, and I was just like, dude, it wasn't Iris's speed to begin with. It is Barry's. And it's just like, I wouldn't blame you. It's just stuff like that is the personification of the West Allen stuff I hate in this series. I love the Iris and Barry and all that kind of good stuff, but just that stuff, dumb, no. Just no. But then towards the end of the episode, we were finally offered that light at the end of the tunnel I have so desperately and over such a long period of time been walking down. But now I can finally see it, guys. They teased us with Iris going back to what she is meant to be flipping goddamn doing, which is, writing in a blog that she, it's a really nice flashback to season 1. And I guess, that is, I'm really hoping that is what she is going to do probably next season. I just hope that when they're reshuffling everything and they're planning the next season, I don't think Iris will be the leader of Team Flash and she's going to go back to what she's, meant to be doing, like in a newspaper in the Gideon of the Braille room and all that good stuff. So that is a little light for us Flash fans who are a bit annoyed by stuff that we feel didn't fit in this season. Like, I don't know, Iris not really being a reporter, which I really wanted her to be. She would be a badass reporter on the show, and they can still have her going off and doing things and writing stories like that and being badass, but I just don't think she fits being leader of Team Flash. But guys, let's now move on to your questions. That was just my rough summary of the episode. I thought it was okay. I did enjoy the Iris Speedster element of it, but I had many problems as usual at the minute with the Flash episodes. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's go on to answer the Q&A part of this review and breakdown. First question is from Elizabeth Rose, and she asks, will Barry ever be Team Flash's leader again? hopefully, I'm really hoping next season. You would have thought with what I just discussed, if Iris does go back to her blogging roots and then, get a reporting job like she does in the comics and all that, which is very much so her character, I would hope that Barry would be the leader of Team Flash. Yeah, sure, Barry doesn't always know what to do. But I preferred it more when Barry was pacing up and down, the suit room and the control room at Star Labs. And, yeah, sure, he gets assistance from Cisco, Caitlin, Harry, or whatever Wells is there at the time. Maybe even Iris, when she just runs into Cortex like Joe seems to be there and somehow gets time off from the CCPD. But however, yeah, I want it to move back to that. So I think with this reporting thing that will happen. But we'll have to wait and see. Because this season they have dumbed Barry down. Whether you admit it or you don't admit it, they have dumbed him down. He just stands there and is like, you're the boss. It's like... And this is literally the same question from Avenger Lars. Why isn't Barry the leader of the team like he should be? Just because they wanted to change it up this season, but I think they realized, and I almost guarantee that they realized that it wasn't necessarily... They've made a few mistakes this season, and they're going to probably turn it back to Barry being a Team Flash, moving Iris to what all the fans want, being a reporter. Yes, that is not every fan. Because a lot of people love Iris as the team leader, but I think the majority of people want things how they kind of should be in terms of comiciness. Iris being a reporter, Barry being the Flash, not we're the Flash, but Barry's the Flash, and the leader of Team Flash with his superpower friends, assistants like Cisco and stuff like that at the helm as well, helping him, but not above him like Iris technically is. The Senate asks, why has the Flash turned into a comedy? Well, I think they were just really trying hard. They were really trying hard to dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in season 3. They were very probably, from what I've read and everything, and just the general consensus at the time, they were very self-conscious, I think, of how many mistakes they made in season 3. They felt like they kind of lost their way from what the show was in season 1, which was high, uppity and stuff like that. But in season 3, Barry was extremely mopey. Cisco was a depressant, person as well. So in season 4, I remember before it even came around and, you saw the interviews and stuff, they were like, season 4 is going to be going back to our roots and stuff. But they went over the top, like OTT to the max. So I'm really hoping next season they're going to kind of tone it down a bit, but find the balance, because I think that is where season 1 is. Like, I think season 1 was more funny and lighter tone than season 3, but season 4 has gone higher, so they just need to come back down to the middle, where season 3 is fun but serious moments. But in season 4, just to give you an example of that, with the only episodes we've had where I want, the bar should be back down is episode 7 and episode 15. I may be missing out a few, sure there's a few scenes where things were serious in other episodes, but the main example I'm on about is episode 7 and episode 15. That is what I want, and that would be brilliant. And that's why The Flash has kind of turned into a sitcom or comedy, because they tried a bit too hard, I think, this season. So Giovanni says, kind of the opposite thing. First, I want to say that Barry can't be the team leader. Remember the Invasion crossover? Barry didn't know what to do, but this is, I kind of agree and disagree with that. Like, Barry doesn't always, to be the team leader of Team Flash, the leader of things, or whatever leader, doesn't always know what he's doing. Do you think Batman always has a solution to his problems? No. The Flash has struggled in season 1, season 2 with Zoom or Eobard. But it was still better with him, having that on his shoulders and thinking, what do I do? Cisco, can you help me? Harry, can you help me? Maybe even Iris. Do you want a contribution to it and everything? But she shouldn't be at the helm, I don't really need to go on about that even more. But yeah, the main point being the hero. It would be kind of boring if he always knew what to do, but that doesn't mean that Barry shouldn't be the leader. But anyway, now your main question is, will Earth 2 Wells use something of Eobard's to defeat the Thinker? You know what, I don't know. I remember a lot of people were theorizing recently, since Eobard has been mentioned a few times across the shows, does that mean somehow he's going to be introduced? And Wells kept saying, Eobard. I don't know, that would be kind of cool. I think Harry's kind of got it, the nail on the head at the minute with the thinking cap, and something's going to happen with that. But then I think there's a few other questions which actually bring Harry's thinking cap into it, so I want to save it for that. But will he use something of Eobard's to defeat the Thinker? I I don't think so. So Lunatic asks, hey Boba, I was wondering what you thought about Caitlyn these past few episodes. I don't know, I just feel like she's literally been doing nothing, unlike past seasons. I mean, sure you can say that she was the killer, there was Killer Frost arc, but she doesn't really have anything that is impacting the storyline this season. Would love to know your thoughts, because they're always freaking amazing and on point. Thank you. Thank you, Luna, for those kind words. As for Caitlyn, no, I agree that the thing with Caitlyn is, the problem is why they went full Killer Frost a lot the past couple of seasons, because fans felt like Caitlyn didn't really do anything. So this has like been a long time concern. That's the thing. I actually prefer Caitlyn Snow over Killer Frost, especially this season. Like, they completely changed. They forced Killer Frost onto Caitlyn so bad without much explanation or character development. As for what I've thought of Caitlyn's past few episodes, I mean, no, yeah, she's kind of the person at the minute who's just been is there for the explainer. Like, oh, Iris has got speed. Barry's connection to the Speed Force is completely lost. I can try and run some tests. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I would like to see more Caitlyn stuff, and I guess they might be doing that with the whole Killer Frost, you know, look after Katie to Barry is what she said, or something like that. I do think she's underused, but that's the problem with a character like hers. They try and give us something like the Killer Frost complex with her, but then that annoys us in other ways. So yeah, I wish they could do something more with Caitlyn, because that would be funny. I think she, at the minute, she's being just used, you know, seems to be an explainer at the minute, or whenever there's a comedy moment, she's there, like, saying some funny forced line, I feel, which is sometimes actually funny, but sometimes, as I say, forced. So Mason Viola says, do you think that Iris will return to her job at CCPN? I don't know, maybe CCPN, but I think if she does return to reporting at all, like I kind of said earlier, won't be now. Yeah, I know we got the tease about the blog post, but that's, well, I'd be very surprised if it gets addressed just like that. Apart from that, I think that if anything like that happens and she leaves Team Flash, even though not properly, but she'll be there, kind of like how Joe turns up, like I said. It will be happening at the end of the season, or when maybe during the 6-ish month gap we get between season 5, which is standard between seasons. We might pick up the season with her already at a reporting job, which would be awesome. So maybe something like that. So Javi Jones asks, just want to say you're the man, bro. Love the channel from day one. Thank you very much, Javi. I hope I'm saying your name right. So we know that Mystery Girl might be Barry and Iris's daughter. My question is, she's not helping Barry with the Thinker because timeline reasons? Like, she's from the future, she should know how to take down the Thinker. Again, you're awesome, keep up the good work. So, your question is she not helping Barry with the Thinker because of timeline reasons? Well, in theory, if she is from the future and she is Barry and Iris' daughter and history has already technically been written, it's very timey-wimey with this stuff, and it hurts my brain to think about it, because in her future, technically, has Barry defeated the Thinker, or did the Thinker win? It depends what timeline, the way things goes. I don't know, but you would have to assume that, yeah, Barry defeats the Thinker. And if she does know the exact same way that is going down, and she is, let's say, for you know, this purpose in this example's case, she is Barry and Iris' daughter. She is good. She is a time traveler through maybe Speedster powers. She knows exactly how DeVoe gets defeated. If you do interrupt that, like, come back in time and help Barry out and tell him exactly how it's done, when I guess it might just happen anyway. You know, he might defeat DeVoe on his own anyway. Then that would F up time. If, you know, it would create a massive anomaly, or, you know, it would change so many things. So yeah, you do not want to interrupt something that's naturally going to take its course anyway. And even if Barry was defeated by DeVoe, that would still massively impact time if this is Dawn Allen. So Superior 2.0 says, why did Iris have purple lightning? I should have answered this earlier, or included it in earlier, but honestly, yeah, just what I said earlier. I think mainly just like, oh, we don't want her to have the same Speedster lightning as Barry and Wally and everyone like that. Let's differentiate it. There probably is a reason behind it, but we're not going to explain it now. But for now, it's just purple, yellow, and stuff like that. We're not doing that. We're putting Iris different. And maybe one day we'll explain why there is actually a purple element to her Speedster powers. And I honestly don't think it's just a freaking jacket, because it's not the freaking jacket, because we saw in many cases that you know, she didn't have a jacket on. Yano Pelaza asked, do you think we will see Barry with the thinking cap on, like in the comics? And I love the content, man. Well, I guess there's a couple of possibilities to that, and thank you, dude, for your kind words. As for the thinking cap, he could wear Harry's version of the thinking cap, which would be interesting. I don't know why they would do that. because I think that's just left down to Harry. Or it could go the route of if the Flash gets taken over by the Thinker. But we're getting quite late now for, you know, Barry to be taken over and them trying to get Barry back kind of thing. So I don't know. I'd be surprised if they did it now, but it could still happen. Got a couple of similar questions now from Elizabeth Rose. If they use Melting Point to take DeVoe's powers, will that take his super intelligence as well, since the dark matter is what gave that to him in the first place? And Captain 451 asks, how do you think they will use the bus good meta going on for Team Flash? So I think they will, you know, if you think about it quite literally and logically, like, he takes powers. What does DeVoe have now? He has a lot of metahumans powers because he's collected them. So you'd have to think they would come up with an interesting scheme. Not next episode, I don't think. In the next, you know, in the last few episodes, or maybe just before then, who knows? Where they come up with this plan where it might fail anyway. You know, like how they tried to save Iris from Savitar, or, you know, they kept trying to plan it out and it didn't work out or something. Where they try and take DeVoe's powers, and I don't know who would they dish them out to. What would they do with the powers that they take back from DeVoe? Like, but I think it must be something like that, because once you strip DeVoe's important powers away, then Barry will then have like an opening, you know, on the field to go in and score, like, and take DeVoe down. So I think something around that kind of line. So Fletcher Riordan asked, did you find Ralph annoying this episode? How he kept coming with them and going off and hiding? Yeah, I have to say, every time that happened, that bugged me. It's like, right, every 5 minutes or so, Ralph, there'd be like a new scene, new line or whatever, and Ralph would be like, right, I'm going off now to my room. Oh, right, I'm going off to do this. Yeah. So the last question, guys. Adam Grunther asks, do you think that DeVoe will end up taking Ralph's body? I don't know. It's either, I think it's 50-50. So if they do get rid of him as like a character, but that would be very in the style of what they did in season 3. They just got rid of HR in that way. They would, you know, assumingly he would take Ralph's powers, Ralph might die, and then that's it for Ralph, didn't he? And then we don't have him next season or something like that, which I kind of now hope that we don't. I don't know. So yeah, they could like do a dramatic episode or something where it ends up with Ralph dying. He probably might not, because they've been teasing it for a long time now, like, oh, you know, he's one of the bus metas, and Ralph is quite scared as well, and it's like, at least it's not him just yet who DeVoe's going after. So it's like, will he die or won't he die, or will he get his powers taken away? I would say there's a good chance for it happening, and there's a good chance for it not happening, just because it's like, are they really going to kill the elongated man off? So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review and Q&A breakdown of this Run Iris Run episode. If you did, just hit that like button. It only takes 2 seconds of your time, and I really appreciate it. And also, if you're new to this channel, why not subscribe for more videos like this? Let me know what you thought of this episode, guys, and let me know what you thought of some of the questions I answered. Don't forget that Flash is on a bit of a break now, I believe until April 10th, so we've got a little bit of waiting, so I'll try and come up with a few videos in the meantime. Let me know if you have any video suggestions as well in the comments down below. But apart from that, guys, follow me on social media if you want to stay a little bit more up to date, like Twitter or Instagram. Links will be popping up on the screen around here. Other than that, guys, take care. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.